Welcome back to another Underdog Fantasy Best Ball Draft. We are already on our fourth week of doing this, and it does not get any more fun. This is honestly a blast. Little Cheesecake, Doc, we got Sheep, and we got Tyler tonight. We also have someone else that is not in the draft room on camera, drafting with us in our buddy Shane. Sheep, this is the first time we've interacted on here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background with baseball.
All right. Yeah, baseball fan all my life. Milwaukee Brewers, born and raised Wisconsin, still live here. Got into DFS baseball first about 4 or 5 years ago. Been grinding that low stakes ever since. And then a couple of seasons ago, I discovered Underdog's season-long best ball stuff, and that's sort of turned in my main focus. And even doing some of their daily stuff too. So
yeah,
it's simple. Me.
Underdog is fun. Tyler, this is the first time we've gotten to chat, even though you were on last week. Are you ready to shut Doc up about all? I heard him trashing you last week. Are you ready to shut him up this week?
Yeah, I just got to stay away from Byron this week, I guess.
Oh, gosh. I mean, that's just handing money to us, Tyler.
Oh, man.
Here, hands out. Take my money.
Byron Buxton hater.
How many games does he play this year for his draft, kind of where he's going to be worth it?
Buxton is playing 78.
I think he has to play 120.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
Has he ever done that? I don't think so. Or maybe his
he did.
second year?
1 year. Yeah.
Sadly. But reminder before we get started, if you would like to take a part in being in a triple play Underdog Best Ball Draft, just DM Doc at Trip Play Fantasy on Twitter. We have a group chat that's growing every single week. You can come in on a live stream or not, and you can come draft with us. Remember, winner takes all in these draft best balls. Sometimes it's just 6 of us. Other times we might have 12, but it's a good time. Use promo code TRIPLE, and you'll get a deposit match up to $100. Is a very good deal if you're a first-time depositor. So make sure you check that out. Without further ado, we're going to pull the draft board up. I'm going to enter the draft to fill the draft room. Doc has his draft on screen. Zoom that puppy in because people like me that need glasses, you're not going to be able to see that, Doc. Think of the people.
Think of the people.
Give me 1 second as I zoom this in because David cannot use this on his computer.
No, my school computer blocks me, unfortunately.
There it is.
Hopefully, I'll have a new computer in a few weeks.
You got to go to the go to draft button down a little bit.
Oh, I think I have the first pick for the first time.
Still in the lobby.
Nice. David,
I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit because I need to see my own screen.
That's fine.
Yeah, you got to hit that go to draft.
No, that's not me. That's Doc. So Doc, I guess you're going to allow those. All right, there we go.
There you go.
So I have the first pick. I have not had the chance to have the first pick yet. I usually take Ronald Acuna number 1. However, I have not gotten any Aaron Judge yet this year. And one of the things I think that's very important in any type of drafting is to get exposure to different players. So I'm going to go and take Aaron Judge at the 101 here. Gets myself some Aaron Judge exposure. We have the second pick being Mr. Sheep himself. Where are you going to look?
Yeah, I'm going. I was kind of hoping you're going to take Acuna, but I'll take Acuna instead.
Acuna goes
just a little more upside than Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Soto. Soto.
I'm down with that. We can expose. We can get some Soto exposure.
Yes.
Juan Soto now going to the LC and Doc team.
That's
then
right.
We have Shane, who is the only person that's not in the draft room on screen. And he goes and he gets Shohei Ohtani. So the board is pretty much fallen as it's been going so far. No surprises yet. Tyler, are you going to break that trend?
Yes, I'm going to go with Rodriguez.
I thought you were going to
breaking the trend, Tyler.
Julio.
Yeah.
He was the next one up. We also have I don't know who Jay Carbo is. I know he's in the.
That's our friend Jimmy. That's not on screen. Mookie and a J-Ram.
That's a nice
were
start.
Quick.
Nice start.
And now Tyler's back on the clock again.
I think I'm going to go with another quick guy. and some steals. Maybe these bigger
Drake.
bases will lead to bigger steal numbers this
I
year.
think that's a solid pick. Speak of the devil, Jimmy C. What's
Art,
up,
How's
Jimmy?
it going?
Are we thinking Kyle Tucker?
Let's take David's boy Jordan.
All right. I'll continue to not have any exposure to Kyle Tucker. It's okay.
We're not going
Jimmy,
to
I
expose
like that you
ourselves
were very
to
quick
Kyle.
with your picks, and I don't know why you guys would take Jordan from me, but if you're doing it,
Oh,
out of
don't you
spite-
just love that feeling when you get
It just
Jordan?
feels
It's
so
like, my team
good.
is so good.
It's bubbly inside of you.
when you take someone out of spite, it's not going to work out for you.
No, that was an
FYI.
Art pick. And of course,
There goes.
Sheep
That was who
taking-
I was going to hope to get to me. I'm going to get some Vlad exposure. Let me get myself some Vladdy G, and I'm going to get some more power, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get my boy. Actually, or I could get. Let me go get Corbin Burns.
David, debate for another 17 seconds.
Nah, I'm gonna go get my SP1, Vladdy Guerrero. We are feeling mighty fine right now. Did I snipe you, Dark Sheep?
You did not.
Oh,
I am not going to take a pitcher in the first few rounds in general.
Ooh, a best ball expert, it seems. Continue.
That was a question I was going to try to ask you guys. Was I don't do a ton of these like smaller group drafts or cash type drafts. Do you guys have like different strategies that you do in these versus the big tournaments?
Art,
My brain's wired for the big tournaments.
who do you want to take?
I think we go infield here.
Goldie, Alonso, Machado.
Pick your favorite of the three.
I have so much Polar Bear Pete, and I'm okay with it.
Let's do
okay.
it.
To answer your question, I just starting to do underdog drafts over the last month or so. I've liked to try to get pitchers that have high strikeout upside early on. So getting like Corbin Burns or getting like Spencer Strider, somebody that could be a difference maker in that category. I'm okay taking to reach and get a pitcher in like the second, third, or fourth round. But after I get a couple of those guys, then I'm not scratching to get them as much, and I'm definitely looking to secure the guys that are going to give me statistics that are premium, like power. Again, like you draft someone like a Pete Alonso or a Vlad Guerrero, and then pairing it with somebody, that like Aaron Judge. If you can get that much of a boost in that category, it's going to be hard for other players to catch up. That's kind of how I've looked at it. At least I just like the more premium statistics that are hard to make up. Strikeouts and power, I think, are the two biggest ones.
Art, where are you liking this pick? FF Shane B. I kind of want to punt pitching in this draft and wait on some pitching later.
So who should we expose ourselves to, Doc? Who's the next one? We got
Why
Riley.
do they have to be dirty with you?
What are you talking about?
I don't
Use
have
your
any
words.
Austin Riley, so I'm okay rolling the dice on him.
Yeah, I've had enough exposure to Tatis myself.
And here's something about these formats too is for pitching, you get points for quality starts. So you want guys that are going to go later in games. Obviously, the more outs, the more strikeouts, but you get those additional points also.
Let me ask you guys, Michael Harris.
Framber Valdez might have been the number one SP last year.
Michael Harris, what are your guys' thoughts on him? Is he somebody that you're actively trying to draft, or do you think he's overpriced?
Overpriced.
He's priced for his ceiling.
So where would you feel comfortable taking him?
This is actually a question I get asked kind of often, like down in the Eloy Yelich range, 50, 60.
I think that's
I
fair.
agree with
I feel
that.
better. I still take him every once in a while because I don't want to have none in the tournament.
I'm going to go and get my other high strikeout arm. I'm going to get Spencer Strider. So I'm between Strider and Burns. I've got my strikeouts that I think those are two of the top 3 strikeout pitchers in baseball right now. Give myself the edge there over you guys in those categories.
2 underpaid pitchers. That's what David is saying. He supports. Art, I'm kind of liking Randy Arozarena here, or Bobby,
Bobby Witt.
or Bo Bichette.
I like Bo Bichette. That's big value right here, I think.
Big value.
Big value, Bo.
I feel like this is the range of outfielders where it's like you don't want to take them between Michael Harris, Randy Arozarena, Mullins, Byron Reynolds, Adolis Garcia. Byron Buxton. It's a kind of a disgusting group. Or maybe
I watched last week's show, and I didn't think there's a lot of opinions about Byron Buxton here.
Well, Doc hates Byron Buxton.
I know.
How do you feel about him?
Sarcastic.
Oh, I'm so late to the party. I'm sorry.
Gosh,
I'm so late to the party.
I was trying to throw him off on his turn, maybe.
Yeah, I can't read sarcasm today for some reason.
I think what he meant to say was we didn't talk about him as much as we should have.
I don't think people want to hear you talk about Byron Buxton.
I'm trying to help the public fade him.
I need to shout out Jimmy because I think he's the quickest person making picks I've ever met.
Hey, this is my first best ball draft too.
Really, it's a skill. It's honestly a skill. I think it needs to go on your resume.
Yeah, I take pride in having the quickest drafts. Might not always work out in the long run.
They got to call you old Jimmy Quickfinger.
Okay, Art, I'm okay with taking Michael Harris here.
You want Harris or Rosarena?
Who do you like?
I like a Rosarena better.
I like Byron Buxton here for you guys.
Okay, ring around the Rose Arena. Got it.
Right. Buxton.
Here's another picture that's interesting here. Carlos Rodon. I've seen people rank him in the top 3, multiple very knowledgeable people, and I've seen people rank him outside the top 10. Does anybody have a strong opinion on Carlos Rodon this year?
Our guest on the show later tonight has him at 20.
Oh, that's Michael Simeone, SP streamer.
That's very spicy. That's a spicy meatball.
I like that.
I mean, I think that's factoring in that he's not going to pitch as many innings as projections have him.
Yeah, that would be my question for your guest is where he thinks how many games he's going to start, how many innings he's going to pitch.
I think 140-ish.
You think he's going to drop down 40 innings from last year?
He didn't. I mean, it took him like 5 years to get over the 150 mark again, didn't it? Did it when he was like 20?
Yeah, but he's been pretty healthy the last 2 seasons now.
No, he ended 2 seasons ago.
Art, it's our pick. Do you want to take Michael Harris now, or do you want to take a
Yeah. I think now we got him at a good spot. Everyone else is.
I am loving that we're waiting on starting pitching. I think it's important to try different strategies. Like this might be one of the ones that wins the league.
Or you could be in last place.
Nonsense.
That's going to be you, David, because you.
I will bet you I'm not in last place in this league. I really like my team. All right,
but you don't have Jordan. How can you really like your team?
No,
I mean, that would take it from an A++ to just an A+.
Do you give A++s as a teacher?
I do not.
Okay, so it's not a real grade then. Interesting.
I mean, it is. I just don't give it. Tyler, we haven't heard from you yet. How are you feeling about your team as you're picking right now?
Okay. I'm not a big fan of a bunch of guys at the top of the board right here. Just kind of trying to find a guy that I think will have a nice year.
Oh, that's my dark horse for AL Cy Young.
Luis Castillo, solid pick there.
I think in the tournaments, Castillo has a really crazy value in where he's going.
Crazy good or crazy bad?
We talked about
crazy good value where he's going.
You talked about how you do a lot of tournaments. How is your strategy differing here compared to?
Or do you want to take a pitcher now or no?
Yeah.
Scherzer, McClanahan, Christian Javier, Zach Wheeler.
A lot of talent. I like Wheeler. I like.
We could probably wait for Wheeler.
Yeah.
Scherzer?
Well, maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. We'll go Scherzer, but I'm down with Scherzer.
So going back to you, Sheep, talk about how does the strategy differ for you in your tournaments when you do it?
Yeah. So tournaments, it's kind of a variable thing based on how the room falls, based on which strategies I want to try. I never really go into a draft with a specific build that I want. Kind of see what it depends a lot on like what the first pick you get. If you're at the back half or the back end of the first round, you kind of have to immediately commit to bumping up like Kyle Schwarber or commit to Cole or Burns or something like that. So really each draft kind of depends on the starting draft position and then how the room sort of falls.
Okay.
And as far as how I'm doing it, adjusting to this format, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Hey, let's try out different strategies, see if it works.
David loves Bobby Witt, but won't take him at the 50th pick.
In points, yeah, but in points league formats, he's not as valuable because stolen bases don't mean anything. I'm not actively trying to get Bobby Witt in this type of format.
Art, do you want to go Wheeler now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh God, this team is amazing.
So good.
I'm gonna laugh when you guys are in last place. I'm gonna
Can't believe
genuinely
you guys
laugh.
let us get all these players.
I know, gosh, just
So
insane.
I just took my homer pick for the year and Yelich, who's probably like my most exposed player on the Dinger tournament. You like that, Art?
They
I see you laughing.
he's so dirty. He's so dirty.
What? It's the right word. It's a term of art.
Good,
you guys have any
good pick with
takes
Bregman.
Any takes on Yelich in this year?
So I heard him on a podcast talk about that this is the healthiest he's felt in a few years, and that he actually feels like himself again. Not a lot to go off of, but the way he described how much the injuries really kind of just weighed him down over recent seasons. That if you're getting even 75% of what prime Yelich was, that's going to be an absolute bargain.
Oh my gosh, Chris Bryant, Jimmy, that's a reach.
They got I think Yelich, his people talk about, oh, he brought his launch angle up to hit those home runs in 2018 and 2019. And if you look back, he didn't really bring his launch angle up. He brought his home runs.
Our pick. Do you want to go another pitcher, or are we switching it up?
Let's do another pitcher.
Alek Manoah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team, my fellow Jew.
Welcome to the team.
So he was just pulling the ball a lot more, wasn't it?
He was because his home runs per fly ball went through the roof when he got to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
So when he hit the ball in the air, it was going out of the park at an insane rate. So I think with the injuries he's had, like the first injury he had was a 2019 where he fouled the ball off his knee. He wasn't right on that knee for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had the back thing. So with the violence in his swing, the amount of, torque he creates, like I think that it could take some time to get back that swing. And I think he could be back. I'm not banking on it, but I have him in a few spots.
Yeah, there's an interesting comparison in looking at this year compared to last year. If you look at like the final ADP before the season began in the big tournament, basically you flip-flop the position of Arozarena and Yelich for where their ADPs were last year compared to this year, and they both returned like pretty good value over the length of the main phase of the tournament. They both just played a lot, though. Mm-hmm. It's not like either one really stood out a ton. So,
Jimmy, do you have? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Sheep.
No, it's just interesting looking back at the guys that did succeed last year in this format and how much it actually depended on just how much they actually played.
Arthur, who do you like?
Let's get another hitter.
Okay. So this is the board. Garcia, Buxton, Lubob, Albies, Harper, Bogarts.
I'm good. I'm good with one of the infielders, one of those top couple.
All right. Well, you didn't say anything, so I took Lubob because I've never drafted him.
Jimmy, do you have any players that you've been trying to get a lot of exposure to this year?
Well, I play a lot of different formats. For Roto, categories leagues, I'm trying to focus on, like, I like Mookie Betts a lot this year. I drafted him here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have him in a lot of points leagues and keeper leagues as well. Other players that I'm liking, I've been trying to get. Oh, I'm on the clock. I've been trying to get second baseman.
Pick!
Go ahead, Jimmy, before he rudely cuts you off.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. I tell everyone that bets Buxton or that gets Buxton. Let me tell you, if Buxton hits over 31 home runs, I'm going to be down a lot of money.
So you said you take Mookie Betts and who else?
I take Mookie Betts a lot. I actually have a lot of exposure to Simeon and Altuve this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to sure up second base. I have a lot of Devers as well. He's kind of like the Devers and Riley. Those are like the second round third baseman I've been trying to focus on.
Or did you want one of those infield guys? I know they probably all got taken now.
It's not Jazz. Well, Adames is good.
Adames or Jazz, your pick.
Let's go Jazz.
Well, y'all are awful.
Do you guys know where you find your shares page on ADP? I'm trying to look who I have a lot of shares of.
I don't think you can do it during the draft. I think you have to go post draft and you look at your page and it'll like
you not
show
just
you.
have it ingrained in your brain.
I know like the guys who I target at the end of every draft, but I'm not sure who I have the most of.
You go to the completed tab under the drafts.
Okay.
So wait, Jimmy, I want to go back to you because you're a big Mookie guy this year, and I've been a big Mookie guy historically. Love him in points leagues. A little bit more worried in Roto. And the thing that I was debating on when I took him at TGFBI at the 9 spot, what do you think he's going to get stolen bases wise this year?
I don't think it's going to go down from last year, but I also don't think it's going to go up, even though the rule changes are going to probably have players steal more bases than they have in the past. So I don't know, 15 to 20.
Okay. I think he had like 12 or 13 last year. And I know this was prior to the Gavin Lux injury that Dave Roberts said he might move him around in the lineup, that it's not guaranteed he hits leadoff every day. So just wanted to see your thoughts.
I actually took him. I'm in your triple play ball.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm in League 4.
Ball.
I drew pick 10, and I took him there as well.
Art, are you okay with Wander, another infielder?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Tyler, oh no, I'm sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, you can finish.
No, it's okay.
So let's hear. Wait, I'm curious. You said you had the 10 spot at the triple players ball?
Yeah.
Who'd you start out with?
I went Mookie, I went Riley, and I went Semien. Those are my first three. And then I took Verlander in the fourth. Was my.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
That's good.
I like that fall. You're getting average power and speed early, along with those counting stats.
Tyler, same question to you. What about some players you have a lot of exposure to, or players you want to get exposure to?
I guess kind of Luis Castillo. I have him a couple times now. There's a couple guys here at the end that I think I'm going to try to grab again tonight that I picked last week that I think that are going to have nice seasons. I guess I really don't have enough of the drafts under my belt yet to have a good catalog of guys that I keep on picking. But tonight I kind of went with a different strategy than what I went with last week.
Well, I'll start firing a couple guys at you that I think are interesting to talk
David,
about.
you made him, or it's like you have 8 seconds left. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy that I picked last week too that I watched on the Tigers all last year. So I
Pew pew. Pew pew. Isn't that what we were supposed to do?
Pew pew. Oh, you took it. He sniped you.
Yeah, I think for the when we were talking about safety or the sort of cash draft for this, I think Quan is a lot more exciting.
Let's reach for George Kirby.
All right.
You annoying little.
Let me ask you guys a question because this is my first. I just got the Underdog app recently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do these best ball lineups work? Are they? Can you just give me a quick rundown?
Question. Yeah.
Doc usually has a good handle. I think it's your.
It's your 3. So you draft 20 people in all. It's your 3 best infielders, your 3 best outfielders, your 3 best pitchers, and a utility spot. You don't set your lineup; it automatically plugs in the best people.
Well, yeah, that's what best ball is, Doc.
For daily, or is it like they take the weekly score or the daily score or
the weekly score?
Okay.
But you don't have to fix your lineup or anything.
No, yeah, you leave it alone. Yeah.
I'm going to get my first share of Blake Snell, who I have not drafted anywhere so far this
After
year.
David chastises me, thinking everybody knows what best ball is, then proceeds
No.
to make a bad pick.
I've done plenty of best ball football. This is the first time doing it baseball.
Oh man,
Jimmy,
I
I
feel like-
appreciate you, and you can hop in with me, letting David know that he made a bad pick with Snell, but redeemed it with Vinny P.
So again, we talk about trying to get exposure. If
Mhm.
Blake Snell breaks out, I don't want to have zero of it. I shouldn't say break out.
Right.
If he returns to an elite pitcher consistently, I do want to at least have some best ball shares of him. I'm definitely not someone that's hugely in on him this year. I think he's shown that he's just an inconsistent pitcher.
Tristan.
Art, you like Tristan?
I could do Tristan.
Okay.
I don't have an indecent amount of exposure to Tristan.
You know, I'm cool taking people that I normally don't have. I don't think I have any
Yeah.
Tristan McKenzie.
No, I don't have any of him at all so far. So this is none of the underdogs either. So this is.
So you guys all know the people that I'm not touching in a best ball format or any format, but who
The
are
only
some
one
guys?
I know is Byron Buxton.
Stanton.
True. You just don't like the high injury guys.
I mean, the people that strike out a lot that are made of class and overpaid, yes.
All right, let me ask you guys this because Hunter Green just went off the board. Are you team Hunter Green or team Nick Lodolo?
I'm Lodolo.
I'm Lodolo.
I'm team basically neither in this format.
Neither. Okay. Well, I'm pure Tyler.
Back-to-back picks.
I like Green. Hopefully the quality starts are there because I don't know how many wins it, but
Yeah.
hopefully
Jimmy?
hopefully the quality starts will kind of carry him.
Jimmy, are you
Nah.
Lodolo or Green?
Neither, but I would I just took Lodolo for the first time this year, so I do lean Lodolo.
Yeah, Nicky Lodolo, I think, is in line for a huge breakout this year.
You call him Nicky Lodolo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
we
think he
know
gave
each
you
other
permission
like
to call
that.
him that.
Yeah, we know each other like that, so it's okay.
I think in this format, though, I know I just took Lodolo. I think I would prefer Green though. In this
But you
best
think that
format.
his upside is bigger than Lodolo? You think that he could have like an 8-inning, 13 strikeout type of outing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said this is on like a weekly basis, so like
Yeah.
Hunter
Yeah.
Green 2-star week going back to back 12 Ks. I mean, that's what you really want.
What are you thinking about Nathaniel Lowe?
I like Nathaniel Lowe.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I like
funny.
it very much.
You guys always go so balanced, but I think.
What do you mean? We didn't take a pitcher for the first 7 rounds.
Yeah, but you have 5-5-5 before that pick.
It's true.
And so does Dark Sheep.
Okay, but
I mean, David, the thing is, if you have 4 pitchers right now and 2 get hurt, like you want to have depth at each position.
I know that. I mean, I still have 5 more picks to make, but my point being that you don't have to always keep things 100% balanced. That's not how you win leagues, bruh.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, David. Please tell me how to win, Master.
I'm telling you.
Threw in a bra.
Gosh. I can't
Threw
wait
in
till
a
your
bra
team's
at the end of
suspicion
that one.
lasts.
It's not how you win leagues, bruh. I love that. I love it.
Gosh.
Do I take Lucas Giolito?
David thinks like, oh, my team is so good. I have Corbin Burns and Spencer Strider, and then Strider has an innings limit, and Corbin Burns takes a step down, and then David's womp womp womp.
Meanwhile, you didn't take an elite pitcher till later on, and your team just blows up.
Well, you're taking a shot at Art then.
No, whatever Art's picks he made, I like. Your picks, I don't.
All right, Art, it's back to us. 5-6-5. We have to take a pitcher or outfielder to annoy David.
Yeah, let's keep it basically even.
Take Riley Green and snipe Tyler.
Let's do an outfielder.
Okay.
Snipe Tyler. Take Riley Green, or else he's going to take him this round.
No. Let's. I like. God,
I know you're
like
a Renfro guy.
I'm a Renfro guy. Yeah.
I don't like that pick, but I'm doing this for you.
Renfro.
That's my Renfro.
Renfro.
All right, here's a conspiracy about Renfro for you, right? So 2 years ago, the Brewers had this guy, Avisel Garcia,
That's right.
play the outfield. He did okay. He had some injuries and stuff. Then they shipped him away, and then he just totally broke. And now a year later, Brewers chipping away Hunter Renfroe after a really important season for them. And now, is he going to break?
Oh,
Do they know
man.
something?
I think that sounds like a New England fan base theory right there. Actually, I expect
Sounds
better
like a
from
fun
Milwaukee.
game that we could start playing of start conspiracy theories for MLB players.
It's an interesting thought.
The Korea thing opened up plenty of conspiracies about who knows what about health.
That's true.
It's true. This is true.
I mean, David and I are still in shock that Avisail Garcia
bit
slept
of a
with Prince
limb.
Fielder's wife.
Yeah, that freaking blew my mind.
Tyler, did you know that?
Oh, the Alvesio Garcia breaking up, yeah, and then they had to.
How did we not know this?
It's really
pretty
never
wild.
confirmed. It was always a big rumor, but then it was Miguel Cabrera, get this guy out of here, and they
Tyler,
shipped
how
him
old are
off.
you, if you don't mind me asking?
32.
Who took
so
Sean
David,
Manaea?
Art, I'm liking Hunter Brown.
I like it.
David, you and I are the youngest ones that didn't know that. Marty's older, Scott's older. Maybe it was just we didn't go on the internet at that time.
I don't know.
And I don't think like the back page tabloids were ever that big in Detroit. So
That's true.
Jeez, just porking Fielder's wife.
I'm gonna take a player with my next pick. I know Dark Sheep's
No, you're not going to take a
player?
player, David. No.
I
Not a
know
player.
this next player is okay. Good. Tell me that this player at this point in the draft doesn't have arguably the most upside at this point. You guys tell me yes or no.
No.
Yes.
This is a best ball pick. Chris Sale. If it's anything close to the Chris Sale we used to see, I think he's going to be very much worth the pick here.
I currently have, let's see, about 20% of him in my dinger lineups that I've drafted.
I think it's not a bad call.
Mostly just betting on that if he did well, his value would just skyrocket. So I wanted to get a bunch drafted up front, so I didn't have to worry about trying to get him at worse value.
You're 100% smart to do that because his ADP is skyrocketing, especially as he looked like he's healthy. And again, for people that don't realize, all these injuries are not pitching related; they're freak accidents. It's
Art.
I think a comebacker broke his pinky. He had like a bike accident.
Pitcher.
There's
Punch the wall.
thing. Yeah, punch the wall.
Fell off a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Cut up jerseys and got paper cuts.
I like Kershaw.
John Carlos Stanton.
Like
John
mine?
Carlos Stanton. John Carlos Stanton.
Oh, we're out of time.
No!
Yeah. Now it's
No! I wanted to do.
now
I
it's
felt
a
so
draft.
dirty. I wanted 0 John Carlos.
I was just
Stanton
looking
shares
at the
this year.
clock, and I was just like, please just go to 0 and take John Carlos.
I
Stanton.
was.
Art, I'm not doing any more drafts with Art. He can't get his thoughts out in 10 seconds.
Don't blame that. You
No.
could have easily went and just taken somebody else.
No, I was looking up on Reddit to see how old the Avisail Garcia Prince Fielder story
Do
was.
it after the show, darn it. These 19th round picks are important.
John Carlos Stanton to Doc's team. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
God. I'm thinking about throwing a lot of money on his unders also.
Wouldn't that be great if he just stayed healthy and just did it to spite you?
God, you know what? Well, his home run is like 31 and a half also. And I was like, he could hit that in 90 games, but just strike out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Art, we can take Kershaw.
All right, let's do it. Is this our last pick?
This is our last pick.
All right.
Bam.
Bam.
And Sheep making his last pick. Everybody kept things pretty balanced at the end of the day, whatever path that you get there.
I can't believe you make things balanced.
I think you can.
It's such a boring team to have things
Rowdy
balanced.
Tellez. I like that pick. You can go off the beaten path and then come back to where the road merges at the
That's
end.
literally what Art and I did, and then you just shafted.
No, you didn't.
Our first 6 picks were hitters. We
Stop.
went off the road and then came back.
I will not let you lie to our listeners.
That's not a lie. You're looking at your phone the entire time. How would you know?
Because I have to make my pick. Okay.
I know.
All right. Well, look at that. The projected amount of points. Who is in first place? Tyler. Tyler would be only one to get to 24,000 projected.
Wow.
Interesting. And the least projected amount of points goes to Triple Play Fantasy. Your guys' team sucks.
That's nonsense. Where are you seeing
that
that?
John Carlos Stanton pick?
It says at the end
Because
of
of
the
that.
draft. You guys are awful.
And then David finishes in 6.
I told you I'll bet you whose team finishes ahead here.
Well, no, not anymore that I have Stanton.
All right, let's make sure we get our guests out of here. We'll give them a nice little sign off here, as we appreciate you guys joining the Underdog drafts, and some of you, all of you guys actually, I'm meeting for the first time, and this was an absolute blast to have you guys here. So, starting with you, Jimmy, go ahead, plug any work that you're doing, where people can find you on Twitter, and anything else you'd like to promote.
No, I mean, I'm just an average fantasy baseball player. I saw your guys' post. I follow you guys. I appreciate it. I do Dynasty. I do Daily. I appreciate the help. First observation I can definitely say about this Underdog Bestball draft is outfielder dries up quick. So if I ever do another one with you guys, I'll learn my lessons.
Hey, well, you did good. It's a fast 30-second draft, so sometimes things don't always go exactly how you plan it, but you did really well. Jimmy, where can they find you on Twitter?
I'm at jcarbo702.
Perfect. Tyler, this is your second one in a row. Did you learn from your first one, and how do you feel about your team?
I think I did it right the first time, and I went with a different strategy tonight. The last time I kind of held back on the pitchers, and then tonight tried a couple of the front end guys and kind of left the outfielders a bit later and kind of scrambling for guys I liked on the back end as outfielders. So maybe there's a balance in there, but learning, it was fun.
Tyler just does these so that when he plays in our home league, he can take who me, David, and Art like.
I don't know. He is the highest projection right now, so he knows what he's doing. I don't think he even needs to try to snipe our players. And of course, Sheep, your first time coming in here. Appreciate you joining, and it was fun drafting with you. Please, same thing, plug Twitter handle. Please plug any work that you're doing. Anything else our audience should know.
Yeah. So thanks for having me, guys. I sort of just learned about you guys, but I'm loving anybody that's putting out Underdog content. So trying to support everybody. For those watching the video, you can see my Twitter handle and YouTube handle here at D4RKSH33P_. I do dinger drafts every Friday, stream out. If you go back, you see some guests. I got Vlad from FTN joined me a couple of weeks ago. And next week, I'm out this week, but next week I should be having Brendan Tuma from Underdog to come and talk a little bit.
Great guest.
So yeah, come check it out. Come hang out on Fridays. I think we got 2 more Fridays before the season begins, or something like that. Maybe 3.
You said your Twitter handle so seamlessly, which is how I know you've said it a bunch.
I usually don't even do it on my own stuff, so I'm glad you say that because it's not good to say. I'm really bad at that part of this.
Hey, man. Well, we appreciate you joining, all 3 of you guys. And again, for those watching, if you would like to join a future Triple Play Underdog Bestball draft, make sure you DM Doc at Trip Play Fantasy. That's
comment on the YouTube page. Leave a comment if you want to
leave a comment on the YouTube page. Help the old algae with that, and help us through there. And again, we will have these every single Saturday on the YouTube page for you to check out. Develop some of your own strategy, figure out how you want to draft, listen to some of our tips, all between every single person that's on the panel. So again, appreciate you guys. For Jimmy, for Tyler, for Sheep, for Doc, for Little Cheesecake, I'm D Mendy. We will catch you all on the next Underdog Fantasy Bestball draft. But until then, make sure you guys check out their promo. Again, if you don't know what Bestball is or interested in trying it out, here you go.